Hello there, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for joining me once again here on Talking Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today. And let's go around the world, have a look at the headlines, mainly taking a look at the heavyweight division today because there's been some fallout from the Joe Joyce loss to Zhilei Zhang on the weekend. And hats off once again to the folks down in Tampa who put on a great show at Creator Clash. But let's get back to the heavyweights for a brief moment here. According to Eddie Hearn, okay, who represents, keep in mind, Anthony Joshua, Joe Joyce has a massive decision now. Massive, says Eddie Hearn, because if he doesn't rematch Zhang, he should retire. I didn't like what I was hearing, which was the interview where he said, maybe I'll have the first one and then I'll have to go back, get it, maybe rematch Zhang, or you retire because you're 37. What are you going to do? Have a 10-rounder in November and then get to 38, 39 years old? You can't beat Zhang. And if you can't beat Zhang, you ain't getting a world title. So now it's like Zhang is a new powerhouse of heavyweight boxing, he continues. This is what I'm talking about, people. He's a good fighter, but Zhang's a lump. Wilder destroys him. Tyson Fury destroys him. AJ destroys him. We'd take that fight. We don't want a southpaw. I'm telling you that we looked at that fight. When I mentioned Zhang in all the interviews, and people said, what a joke. Zhang, 40 years old. Now Queensbury have a rematch and options on Zhang. But if I'm Joe Joyce, I'm calling up Queensbury this morning. I'm saying, give me that rematch now. Luckily, no damage to his eyes, as Hearn, just bruising. It was a good fight, a really good fight. I think Joe Joyce has plenty of heart, but you can't deal with elite heavyweights. I mean, people talk about the speed of Zhang. He ain't fast, said Hearn. Get in there with AJ or get in there with Wilder and see what fast is like. This is what I keep saying. There are 4 elite heavyweights in the world. Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. And there are the rest, which are world-class heavyweights. Joe Joyce has never been in that elite list. Never. You look at the situations he's been in, the size of fights he's been in, the opponents he's faced, and you make decisions that he could steamroll everybody. It doesn't work like that, says Eddie Hearn. The Joe Joyce Zhilei Zhang rematch is a great fight. I hope they make it. If I'm Joe Joyce, that's the only fight. Can he win it? Yeah, I think he can. Will he win it? Maybe not. But you lost your position. Last week, Joyce said, AJ needs me because I got the WBO interim world title. It's the most bizarre comment I've ever heard, but whatever. Now Zhang has got the interim world title. He's the mandatory v. Usyk, so Joe has to go get out there and beat him. Win that title back, and I hope he does. Then Eddie Hearn, according to BoxNews24.com, says the Saudis are interested in staging a massive card in December with Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk on the same night. Eddie Hearn says the deal would be for 2 fights, valued at $400 million in purses for the Joshua Wilder and Fury Usyk fights. It's unclear which fight of 2 would be the main event, but predictably, Fury could be a stick in the mud, preventing the 2-fight deal from going ahead if his match with Usyk isn't the headliner. So let's go along to see what Tyson Fury has to say at this. So according to my friend Charles Brunn over at BoxingNews24.com, he says, Tyson Fury has taken to social media to shoot down the rumors of him facing Alexander Usyk on the same card as Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder in Saudi Arabia in December. Fury says the rumors are, quote, absolute BS, which confirms what promoter Eddie Hearn has said about the Gypsy King wanting no part of fighting Usyk. Hearn feels that Fury doesn't fancy the job of dealing with Usyk, and you can't blame him. Fury's slow, one-dimensional, punch-and-grab style would be child's play for the talented IBF, WBA, and WBO heavyweight champion. Usyk to figure it out and make monkey out of him. With Fury's simplistic paint-by-number system taught to him by Sugar Hill Stewart, Usyk will take him to school in December and embarrass him, says Charles Brunn. Still, Hearn believes that Fury has a price and he's offered enough dough by the Saudis. He'll agree to the fight in December and sacrifice his O for loads of green he'll make. So here's what Tyson Fury said on social media. I can confirm that these rumors are absolute BS. Okay. Reacting to the talk from Eddie Hearn and trainer Malik Scott about a huge 2-fight card involving him fighting Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua fighting Deontay Wilder. Oh, man, there's a terrific picture of a beaming Tyson Fury and the other 3 fighters all looking rather, shall we say, glum. said Eddie Hearn in response. Anyway, he goes, we we have to have those decisions for a December fight next week, and then we'll make a decision. No negotiations, but there's definitely an appetite for the Middle East to stage that event. It's huge, huge event. It's going to take 4 fights to commit to that. It's going to take 4 separate deals to take place. If the money's right, I'm sure it can happen. People don't always like money being discussed in boxing. If the money is right, it will happen. That's just how it is. Some people will want those fights, and some people won't want those fights. But always, everyone has a price. Tyson Fury does not want to fight Usyk, but for a price, he will fight Usyk, said Hearn. Usyk will still likely fight before December, according to Hearn. He hasn't fought since his win against Joshua last August, and he won't want to stay inactive for an entire year before he faces Fury in December, if that fight or fights were to happen. Moving along to fights that are happening, Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis are ready to go to battle this upcoming weekend. And just to add a bit of flame to the fire, Ryan Garcia, according to Jim Calfa over on BoxingNews24.com, says Ryan Garcia says he'll be betting his entire purse for his fight against favorite Gervonta Tank Davis this Saturday at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Although Ryan said he's ready to have the contracts written up to bet his purse, there's no chance that he and Gervonta, 28-0, by the way, will be willing to bet on the outcome of their 12th-rounder that's being shown on Showtime pay-per-view. Anyway, with the kind of power that these two supply, the fight could end based on which lands first clean headshot. Tank has a reputation for knocking out his opponents with single shots, but so does Ryan. Given the huge money these two will make, they won't want to put that risk on a bet. And anyway, here's a super duper funny, shall we say, conversation between Ryan Garcia and Tank. Says Ryan Garcia, you ain't even ready for me. You can't even talk. You're on pause right now. Shut up. I'm going to work you. What do you want to bet? Gervonta Davis replies, the whole thing. Ryan Garcia says, everything's already online. Let's go. Gervonta, no, the whole purse. Ryan, didn't you just hear what I said? Everything's already online. Let's go. I just did. I already did. Who's that talking over there? I don't even know who that is. He was talking about one of Tank's unknown members of his entourage that were talking, jumping up and down as if you're on the, they would gain financially from the bet. I don't even know who that is. I got to get one of those. Gervonta says, do you want the bet? Ryan, yeah, I'm down. Gervonta, the whole purse. Ryan, the whole purse. Gervonta, that's a bet. Ryan, you hear me online. Let's bet. Let's make the contract and sign it. Let's do it. If you really want it, I'm going to win for sure. Gervonta, you didn't get stopped in the gym? Ryan, no. Gervonta, cap. Ryan, on my life, I didn't. Gervonta, you didn't recently get stopped in the gym? Ryan, no. Didn't they say you got knocked out by a Russian in Floyd's gym? Didn't they say you got knocked out cold? Gervonta, no. Ryan, yeah, you did. They told me that. Yes, they did. You got knocked out cold. You're going to get the version of me now. Just know that. Gervonta, okay. Ryan, when you get knocked out by me, I don't want you. I don't want to hear you talk nothing. Not even talking to you. Let's go, Gervonta. You're going to feel me in the ring. When it's real, you're going to feel me. I promise you. Gervonta, I don't care about that. You don't have no skills. You have nothing. Ryan, I heard that already. You're going to see in there. You're going to see why I'm here. You're going to see why it's different, but vice versa. I've got to see what you've got, but I'm excited for sure. Gervonta, yeah. Ryan, you're going to see why I'm special and why, and I'm going to see why you're special. I've got to go. Gervonta, did you eat? Ryan, I got to go. I'm hungry as shit. Oh, man. All right, for the final story of the day. Undefeated WBA regular super middleweight champ David Morrell Jr. says he's no concerns about the late change in opponents as he prepares to face Olympic bronze medalist Yamaguchi Falcao this Saturday in the co-main event of the Gervonta Davis-Ryan Garcia fight. He says, I have plans to take him out and send another message to the entire super middleweight division, said Morrell. Falcao is a good fighter, but I'm better in all aspects. With all the big fights in the super middleweight, winning this fight means everything. If I'm going to fight Dave Benavidez, Canelo Alvarez, Jamal Charlo, or any other big names of boxing, I must win this fight. So everything is online on April 22nd, and win will get me to the biggest fights in the sport. My goal is to shine on the big stage and steal the show. Well, there you have it, boxing fans. I hope you appreciated those stories today. And again, hats off to the guys over at Creator Clash down in Tampa. They did a great job. Both Jay and Yetzi said they had a ton of fun, and reporting from it live was a thrill for them, as well as interviewing a lot of the stars and influencers who were there at the show. So anyway, thanks for joining me today. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you later on at 4 p.m. when I join Cedric Ben and Mike Orr for Knuckle Up.